On Bricklas, I present you the 10320, the Eldorado Fortress. It was released in 2023 and is a remake of the 6276, which was released in 1989, a good 34 years ago. Despite the big time difference, the box is designed in a retro look and still looks great today. The set was released at a retail price of around $50 and it consisted of 506 pieces and came with 8 minifigures. The new version consists out of 2509 pieces and also comes with 8 minifigures and has a retail price of $215. So both the number of pieces and the price have increased 5-fold. The set joins the line of sets that are aimed at 18+-year-olds and does not float in the water. On the back of the box are several pictures with close-up of the fortress on a nautical map showing the play features of the set and an alternative layout. The design of the back of the box is also based on the original set. Inside of the box we find another nice picture of the Imperial ship pursuing the pirates in the rowboat. The other side is yellow and thus described information, and the bottom again illustrates nice pictures of the scenery. The set comes with some numbered bags and is divided into 10 building sections. The sails come in a separate paper envelope and the base plates together with a mast in a separate plastic bag. The set comes with 4 building instructions which are each used for building a different part of the fortress. Since this is modular, unlike the original set which was still built on a raised base plate, you can build this together with friends or family. This building instruction lets you travel back in time and gives exciting information about the original set and delves into the renovations of the homage set. First instruction uses a numbered bag. Here we build the first 3 minifigures, the Imperial ship and the pirate rowboat. Let's start with the minifigures. First let's look at the Imperial officer. She wears a black officer cap with a red feather pinned on it. She has tan hair which is dual molded into the headpiece. Her face has 2 facial expressions. As a further accessory she is equipped with red epaulets over her blue and white uniform. She is exclusive in this composition but no exclusive parts are used. As other minifigures we have 2 pirates. Ladies first, so we start with the woman. She has black hair and a smiling facial expression. As a weapon she gets a saber. She is also an exclusive minifigure of the set and has an exclusive printed body. She's very nicely decorated and around the neck she wears a skull chain and around the waist a belt. The rest of the parts are not exclusive and have already been used in many other sets. Her pirate colleague wears a red bandana and has an eye patch. His facial expressions suggest that he is upset. He also has fancy gold teeth, as it is usual for pirates to be missing teeth. His body is printed with a red and white striped undershirt, and as a belt he wears a rope tied around his waist. The figures are also exclusive, but none of the parts used here are new. Let's continue with the Imperial boat. This one is not originally from the 6276, but originally came in the 6277, the Imperial trading post. The 6276 originally came with 2 rowboats, as the instructions nicely point out. The small ship consists of 3 sails, one of which is printed with the symbol of the Imperial merchant fleet. At the top of the long mast there's a yellow-red flag. I also like very much is that the sails are attached to the mast by using Lego ropes. The bow of the ship offers space for several minifigures and is equipped with a black and yellow railing. In the middle of the ship there lies on the floor a small bag, and on the deck there's a lot of space to operate gimmicks. The ship's railing are kept simple and black and fit really well into the overall picture. Then we come to the rear, where the steering wheel to which is attached in front is saber of the crew, and behind we find brown binoculars of the helmsman. And on each side of the stern there's a cannon attached to protect the goods from pirates. For the lighting of the ship provides a lantern which is attached to the rear. Below the ship at the stern we still find a small rudder. What I would like to point out is the way the ship was put together and how well some of the new parts were used to create very nice curves. The rowboat comes with 2 oars, which are sure to benefit the pirates. In addition, a small skull and crossbones flag has been attached to the stern. Second building instruction lets us build with using bags 2 till 5 the entrance of the fortress and parts of the wall, as well as the governor together with his quarters. Let's first take a look at the governor. He looks very similar to his predecessor, and he uses a black captain's hat which is printed on one side with a symbol, and on the back of the hat is a feather attached. He wears a grey beard and has a serene facial expression. As well as the officer, he wears epaulets, only this time in gold. His body is printed with a blue and white gold decorated vest, and as a weapon he was equipped with a saber. The legs are white. Anna is an exclusive minifigure to this set. The body print as well as the head print are exclusive in this set. The rest was recycled. His head, for example, was already used by one of the knights from the medieval blacksmith. Start at the shore. Here's built with round corner parts in a nice way a sandy hill that forms the coast. Next to it is built with a large black plate, the pier, that if we follow it along until around the corner it leads into the fortress. Parts of the wall are built here nicely on the rock wall, surrounded by a palm tree and plants. The wall has nice gaps in the wall that can serve for tactical maneuvers. It is imitated in yellow-white look of the original set and has some brown tones in between. Corner of the fortress there's a round extension that houses a cannon, which can be rotated in a 180 degrees angle and is ready to fire. The ramp was integrated in the original set in the base plate. Here it was built entirely from individual parts with a nice stone pattern. At the entrance are 2 brown lattice doors which I find quite nice. But I would also be curious to see how this looks with closed doors, as they were used in the past. The wall next to it is an identical look as the others and it is equipped with a torch. Off the gate there's the governor's quarters, which has 2 guns mounted on the forecourt for defense and offers ample space for minifigures. Behind it a wooden door closes the governor's chamber, which contains the table with a valuable map. On the roof is a cannon which can be rotated in a 360 degrees angle, and next to it is already the first Imperial flag of the set. From the back, the first part of the fortress is as lively as from the front. Here we find, for example, a hidden box containing a secret ladder, and behind the wall both weapons and a grill with cooking pot and provisions have been fixed. The key of the fortress hangs dangerously close to the door, which should be safe due to sufficient guarding and the arsenal of weapons. Below the fortress is a nice little cave that houses a well-hidden treasure in the form of 4 gold doubloons inside a barrel. Building instruction uses bags 6 and 7 and expands the fortress with 2 modules, 3 minifigures and 2 animals. Let's start as always with the minifigures. The first minifigure we look at is the Imperial Soldier. She wears a black shako hat and has a smiling face. As equipment she got a red epaulette and a brown backpack, and as a weapon a rifle. Her body is blue and exclusive to this set. The rest of the parts were recycled. Next we look at the male soldier. He wears the same shako hat and equipment, but his face is different and he wears a fancy moustache. It applies the same as the female soldier. He is exclusive in the composition, but consists of pre-existing parts except for the body. Let's continue with the female officer. She wears a pointed officer hat fused with her auburn hair. Her face is printed on both sides, and she has golden epaulettes and the same body parts as the soldiers already got. She's exclusive in composition but otherwise recycled. Monkey comes in dark tin and he already appeared in 3 other sets. Parrot is also not a novelty and already appeared in 12 other sets. The first module consists of a small sandy shore, which is surrounded by 2 palm trees and a rock wall. On the rock wall there's another Imperial defense post guarded by a dismountable cannon. Cannon can again be rotated in a 360 degrees angle and can be removed to be moved on the wheels. Below is a small room with various goods including a gun, a broom, a bag and an empty barrel. On the side is another ladder that leads up to the cannon. Below the wall we find some beer barrels, which according to the instructions became pirate shooting exercises. The second module consists of a black bridge covered with chairs and a table. Next to it is a hatch which can be used as a trapdoor with the help of this lever. Under the footbridge we find a few traces of the sea, which appear in the form of algae. As a nice little feature, you can connect the dock with the ship of the Barracuda pirates, if you own it. The 2 modules can be connected exceptionally well with the first module. fourth building instruction completes with bags 8 till 10 the set and adds 2 beautiful modules and a final minifigure. The figure is a soldier who is male and wears a shako hat. He has a neutral facial expression that stands out with long sideburns. On the shoulders he has red epaulets and he carries a brown backpack. In his hand he carries a rifle. He's like the other soldiers, exclusive in its composition, but does not use new parts, except for the new Imperial uniform body part. The first module we look at consists of a part of the pier and a yellow-white wall that houses as a special feature a large crane. This can be used super well to receive valuable goods that are delivered. The box is attached to the crane, which is filled with 2 guns. To operate the crane you have to climb up a ladder which is attached to the side. In addition, goods and cannon ammunition are stored here. Then we move on and we come to the last module, which consists of a thick rock wall which on one side attracts attention with a waterfall that gushes out of the mountain. Above it is another part of the fortress wall that forms the corner piece. It has beautiful Latin American roofs and the cornerstone is the fortress prison and can be opened both from above and from the side to have better playability. On the floor there lays straw, which should serve as a bed for the prisoners. Next to it we see wooden planks, which if you push them up from below serves as an escape route for the prisoners and lets the prisoners slide over the waterfall into the open to their rescue. They just have to be careful that the crab does not pinch before.
Whoa! Whoa! Woohoo!
From the outside the cell is closed with a barred door. On the left hanging a torch and a cell key. On the back is a ladder that leads us up to the roof. Here for example a soldier can push guards. A trapdoor that is attached to the floor lets us come over a ladder to a forgotten treasure, which is overflowing with gold bars. Through a gap in the wall awaits us another gruesome sight. Wonder for how long he has been lying here. Finally, I want to give you an overview of all the modules and the different layouts that the manual gives us. The first interpretation presents the model as usual in a closed state and forms the fortress in its familiar form. The second layout opens the fortress and shows it with the modules blocked in side by side in length. Feel free to write in the comments which of the two you like better. Last but not least, we come to the conclusion. I first list what the set does well and then what could still be improved. Very good, I find the fun building experience through the usage of larger Lego parts. Furthermore, I really like the very nicely hidden details which were used in this set. Building technique also does not leave much to be desired. I think the set has done some very nice things and has introduced some very nice building techniques. I also think it's an excellent homage to the original set that doesn't deviate too much from the original but isn't too simplistic either. I also find the inclusion of the Imperial ship from the 6277 a successful extra. Apart from that, we get a lot of useful spare parts, including weapons and minifigure accessoires. The set does not use stickers, which is a super plus point and makes the building experience all the more enjoyable. Furthermore, I find that the set is very good to play with, but also nice to display on the shelf. Last plus point I wrote down is that the set is modular and thus provides for variety and space for expansion. that you can build in the form of a mock yourself or can rebuild on sites like Rebrickable, of which there are even already some out, although the set is so new. Now I want to talk about a few things that could have made the set better. And it's really not much. The price in my opinion is okay, but could deter some fans because the original set was sold for around $50 and this one now goes for 215. Of course it also contains more parts, but you could have agreed smoothly on 200. This is just complaining at a high level, but I wanted to address it anyway. Next I want to talk about the fact that the minifigures could still use a little more variety as well as detail. For example, the printed Shaco heads were already used in older LEGO Pirate sets. In the case of the 10320, the pros definitely outshine the cons. And I've made a new ranking list for my reviews, which I evaluate on several factors. I rate this set a solid 8.7 out of 10. For now, for the time being, the set ranks on number 1. But as time goes on, let's see how long it can hold up the first place. I hope you had fun with the video. I really put my love into it and look forward to the next video. Until then, I wish you a nice day and say goodbye. It's been a pleasure, your Bricklas.